in your business interest on Ibr92.5FM.
Your right to know.
The time is 6 o'clock. Good evening. Here is the news at 6 on Impact Business Radio Ibr92.5 FM. Ibadan. First, the headlines. Senate appoints new deputy minority whip as reps amend Electoral Act for statutory delegates. Buhari orders ministers with political ambitions to resign before the 16th of May. Federal government approves 2 billion naira to enhance NSCDC operations. ASU says no going back on its decision as Polytechnic Ibadan maintains it will not join strike. On the foreign scene, Sri Lankan government deploys security forces amidst devastating economy. Now the news in details. I am Anuluapo Omoride. We begin tonight with the House of Representatives, which has backed the Senate in the amendment to the Electoral Act to recognize statutory delegates at primaries, congresses, and conventions of political parties. Moving the motion at plenary today, the lawmakers noted that the Act did not provide for members elected into public offices and executives known as statutory delegates to participate and vote in the conventions, congresses, or meetings of parties. Without the provision by the law, the President, Vice President, members of the National Assembly, governors and their deputies, members of the State Houses of Assembly, among others, will be disenfranchised. It will be recalled that the Senate had earlier held an emergency session to correct a fundamental error in the bill. The Deputy Senate President, Uvioma Agege, said without the amendment, political leaders will not have the liberty of voting during the convention.
This error, which led to us coming back to look at the correction, was something that happened inadvertently. I don't think it was the intendment of this Halo chamber, neither was it the intendment of those who perfected the document to send to Mr. President. But I believe in the course of a work like this, things like this are bound to happen. And I think this one is no less one of them. And that is why we are trying to do this amendment to ensure that what the political parties are known to do by allowing statutory delegates, in addition to the delegates that will be elected by the various political parties, constitute the electoral college for all the elections that we talk about. And so, Mr. President, this is just a very simple thing, and of course, it's part of the work we do here. We have seen the error, and that is why we are back here to ensure that that error is done, to ensure nobody suffers any harm. With this, Mr. President, I urge my colleagues to support that this bill be read the second time. Thank you.
A bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 and for other matters connected thereto 2022 third reading taken. And the bill is passed. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. Let me explain a little bit what we have done. The Electoral Act of 2022, or the amended Electoral Act of 2022 that we passed this year, has a deficiency that was never intended, and that deficiency, National Working Committee members of all the political parties, and so on and so forth, numerous. So this is a fundamental effort, really, to ensure that we address this within this week, so that by next week, the election.
My profound pleasure to have the privilege of leading the debate on this very important bill, which seeks to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make provision for delegates who, not being elected ad hoc delegates, as prescribed in the constitution of a political party and the Electoral Act, to participate in the convention, congress, or meeting of the party. Mr. President, this bill was read for the first time on the floor of the Senate today, Tuesday, the 10th day of May 2022.